The Ravens, Thursday night, got shut down and straight up out-coached by a Miami team who had 2 wins leading up to this point. And yet somehow we did not have the worst week amongst the teams in the NFL. Hello everybody and welcome to week 11 of the 2021-2022 NFL season and my prediction picks. I'm your host Cody P of the Blind Canadian Cat. I say meow, I roll and just like that one. And yeah, that's more or less my thing. My drive, my goal, my hippity hoppity, bibbity boppity English words that aren't even English, it's just me speaking gibberish. But you know what? That is okay. Because we've learned to come at peace with things. Like accepting averages, accepting middlings. And as we take a look at our picks from last week, we see that we are playing the average role, playing the middle of the pack role. Although I would love that spreads to go up a bit, but we gotta learn 6 and 8s are okay. They're not great, and we would rather it be 8 and 6. But you know what? We're gonna appreciate the little things that come our way. And being over halfway in the season, the fact that we're all still there, it's all about just one good week going our way. Because, let's be real, Internet, the last 3 weeks for a lot of people have not gone the way they think it has, the way it should have gone. There have been a lot of upsets to bigger name teams. We've had a good, 2-3 week strand of big name teams losing to lesser teams. It's been like that for the last couple of weeks, so the NFL's confusing. We're not sure what to believe in, and we're just hoping to find some common sense and commonality as we head to the final 7 weeks? I guess 8 weeks technically. But hopefully we can figure it out. We're just going to do what we do best. Go on faith, go on what we believe, and we will roll on from there. So let's get into these picks, shall we? And let's go. Oh, I guess something, second Atlanta, 28-3 lead. I love that this is now the second year in a row, third year I guess if you want to count that Super Bowl, where the Patriots and Falcons game has been a primetime game. It's great. I almost want to call out of work that day just so I can watch this game and see how many 28-3 memes I'm going to see. Oh, the game's going to be in Atlanta too. That's fantastic. Falcons suck. Cowboys game should have proved that. At this point, they're a team that they've done this a couple of years. Last year they just kind of sucked. But the previous 2 years they had that, oh, maybe we're a good team? Nah, we're bad, but we're going to sneak some wins here so that way we kind of have a crappy draft pick. It was last year they finally had a higher end pick. They got a good weapon to replace Julio Jones essentially. Maybe they'll something. Next year they should probably do a core. At this point, the Falcons should do what the Lions did. Like, you know what? It's time to give Matt Ryan a new place. Like, you're not going anywhere, obviously. You haven't been going anywhere in forever. You know what? Let's send him somewhere. And then, hell, go with another QB who might be successful, but, you know, at the end of the day, like, nah, Matt Ryan's better. Who is that in the NFL right now? One could argue Pittsburgh, because Big Ben should retire after this season. You can argue Pittsburgh, you can argue, I'm trying to think of other teams off the top of my head. Maybe Vegas, maybe have him and Derek do a Matt Ryan, Derek Carr trade. See how each fares in their respective new towns. Those are just the teams that come to mind. I'm sure there's more you could probably do. Maybe trade him and Kirk Cousins. Anything's possible, realistically. But at this point, Matt Ryan just needs to change the scenery. Falcons are going nowhere, and if he wants to be respected, then he should probably get up out of there too. That's just me. That's just me. But either way, Patriots roll this game because Patriots are, at this point now, while their wins have not been great wins overall, they are wins, and if nothing else, the wins should matter. Especially for a young team that's finally figuring out, and of course, you trust Bill Belichick. But no, Patriots are good, Falcons are bad. 7 is good enough for me. If the Falcons cover this spread, then either Thursday Night Football should probably be done and again because teams are getting screwed out of it, or New England should not be considered serious. Then again, what do I know? As Nathan loves to point out to me these last couple of weeks, I don't know shit, and that he should stop listening to me. Nathan, I'm not telling you to listen to me. This is just my beliefs, and as these last 3 weeks proven, myself and many other people are wrong. The NFL's confusing, nothing's consistent, and that's why we love it so much. We don't know what to believe in anymore. Hell, no one really trusts Tampa Bay or KC. All the talk was them going to be in a Super Bowl rematch, and now no one knows what to believe either of them. I mean, low-key, it's probably going to happen because screw us and our happiness, but the NFL is definitely doing a good job of making us believe that we're going to get something different. But yes, New England should roll. Should be fine. I'm taking the Ravens to bounce back, but at this point, I don't know if I want to trust them ever again on a spread bigger than a field goal. At this point, I can't, because a lot of their wins are come-from-behind wins. Take out that Chargers game, realistically, and yeah, pretty much all their wins have been last-second wins. The Denver game, you can say, what, but I think Denver was even favored in that game, so either way, I'm giving the Ravens a win, but at this point, I'm not comfortable giving them a big spread. So I'm going to say Chicago covers this. If Chicago wins this, then maybe we should give them more respect. I don't know. Like, at this point, I don't know where I stand with my Ravens. Yes, from day one, they've had a billion injuries, and they've had no business being competitive in any of the games they've been competitive in. But somehow, some way, they've pulled off a 6-3 record, which should not be sneezed at. Granted, they have not played a lot of good teams, but getting wins against the KC, getting wins against the Chargers, getting wins against the Colts. Again, they're not impressive wins, but they are wins. And then getting that win against Minnesota too. It's hard to believe it's hard to see where I stand. But anywho, they got Chicago this week. And then I think week 12 is the one where they play the Browns on Sunday night, so that will be an interesting one. But then let's see how the Browns are healthy. I guess we'll find out. But for now, that's what I'm going to stick with. Ravens win. I'm going to say Chicago covers. Probably something 24-21, somewhere in there. I don't expect this to be a high-scoring game. I kind of keep forgetting to look up injury reports, so I don't know what Baker thing is, or if he's going to be healthy, but even if Case Keenum plays, I'm hearing Jared Goff might be hurt. So either way, this Cleveland team, if they want any respect, they should be able to cover 10. And I'm sure Detroit might be riding some high that they somehow survived Pittsburgh in a tie game. Mason Rudolph should not be a second stringer. If you can't beat the Lions, you should not be a second stringer at this point. Or at least get out of Pittsburgh. It's not working for Pittsburgh. Green Bay takes care of Minnesota because Green Bay's a better team than Minnesota. Tennessee takes care of Houston because Tennessee's a way better team than Houston. Although, Tennessee, at this point, it wouldn't surprise me if Houston backdoor covered this. But Tennessee should win this game. Oh, it's not saying much. Buffalo should win. I like Indy. They've been screwed with a shitty schedule to open the season. They've gotten some decent wins to make it a little more interesting of a season. But, Buffalo is an actually good team, and when they finally got their thumbs out of their ass against that Jacksonville game, they showed it. Realistically, it should have been like a 45-3, maybe 45-10. I don't know the exacts off the top of my head, but the Jets shouldn't have gotten 17. Those were all garbage time points. But hey, shout out to Flacco for that garbage time touchdown. He is alive and well. Speaking of the Jets, I don't know who's starting. I kind of wanted to give it to the Jets to win this game if Joe Flacco was starting, but at the same time, after what I saw from Miami, I'm going to give him benefit of that innocent chance to fuck the Jets. They're not. I'll take Saints over Philly. I'm 50-50 on this game, to be honest, so if you take Philly, I'm not going to fault you. Or I'm not going to be surprised, more or less. Because at this point, I don't know how to feel. No one knows how to feel about Trevor Siemian. He's lost to Atlanta. He lost to Tennessee in a relatively close game. one could argue that Saints should have won, thanks to officiating, but I'm not going to play that game. But I'm going to leave the Saints win. I think Philly somehow is a better road team than they are a home team. So, I'm going to give it to New Orleans. San Fran wins a close game against Jacksonville because I don't think San Fran's a good team in beating the Rams. All that did for me was make me not believe in the Rams. It doesn't really give me any value to the Niners. Could they potentially argue now to get into the 6th or 7th seed because of our lack of faith in Trevor Siemian and no one really trusts anyone else? Cam Newton back on the Panthers. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings. Who knows? So San Fran could possibly make an argument. Jacksonville. Although, if you've been following, I guess you wouldn't know, but in Chris's survival pool, which I have been eliminated back in week 9, I was writing down who I was going to pick. So week 9, I don't remember. I think I picked Buffalo against Jacksonville. I think. And of course I lost. Week 10, I was going to pick the Ravens over the Dolphins had I gone on. I would have lost. So week 11, I had San Fran over Jacksonville. That was going to be my pick. Does that mean anything in the grand scheme of things? No. But if that voodoo does exist, and if that voodoo is part of the reason why the Ravens lost to the Dolphins, keep an eye out for Jacksonville. But that being said, I'll give them the cover. I don't think San Fran's going to blow out the Rams because, the divisional opponent, and I think the Rams are overrated anyway. So I'll give Jacksonville cover. And if San Fran blows them out, oh well, I'm not going to think too much about it. Carolina beats Washington. Washington's going to ride the high of beating Tampa because they always get up to play them, and now they're going to come back down to earth a little bit. And Cam's back, so everyone's going to be happy. Woo! Cincy beat Vegas because Vegas has got too much bullshit going on in their organization, and Cincy's going to be like, hey, we need to actually wake up a little bit because we're on a 2-game losing streak, and now we're in the bye, off the bye, coming back. Let's wake up. Seattle upset Arizona because Arizona's injured like all hell. Russell should be back and should be better than that Green Bay game. And if not, division games, give benefit of the doubt. I think it's a home game for Seattle, so I think they'll be fine. Dallas beat KC because I'm not sold on the KC hype yet. Although KC could win this game. I don't know. Dallas, I'm kind of at a point now where I kind of think there's a part of me that's like, maybe this is it. Maybe they have it figured out. I don't know how much faith I'm going to have in Mike McCarthy, but I'm going to give Dallas benefit of that. I think Dak is figuring out that defense is not ass like it was last year. And maybe, just maybe, they've got something. I won't hold too much value to that Broncos game. Teddy Bridgewater is a respectable quarterback. We should not act like Teddy Bridgewater is a scrub or a bad quarterback. He's not no difference maker, but he was never a difference maker. Even back in his Minnesota years. He was a good quarterback who didn't make mistakes and did what he needed to do. And that's why Denver is 5-5. He's not going to win you a game. He's not going to lose you a game. It is what it is. So yeah. Dallas should win. KC wins. It won't surprise me too much. But Dallas, as of a season, has been the better team. And that beatdown against Atlanta should hopefully be like, yeah, we are serious. Fight me. Chargers over the Steelers. Although, at the rate the Chargers have been going lately, I don't know if I feel comfortable giving them 5.5. So I'll give it to Pittsburgh. And then Tampa over New York. The Giants, they played Tampa close last year. Tampa's kind of a mess on defense. So, could the Giants backdoor cover? Probably. I'll give them benefit of the doubt. And to be fair, the Giants have beaten, who is it? They've beaten the Saints. They've beaten the Panthers. They lost by 3 to the Falcons. So, realistically, Tampa's had essentially close games to everyone. They blew out Carolina, but that's where I'm at. I think New York covers that 11.5. That's just me. And there you have it. Those are my picks. Today's drink is sponsored by Starbucks Frappuccino, Mocha Frappuccino things. Realistically, this glass is almost enough that it fit almost the whole thing. Just a little short. And then let's go over to fantasy now, where I am once again 2-2. We are 10 weeks into the season. I don't think I've gone 3-1 once. And now, I started the Progs League 0-5. In the LOA, I'm on a 5-game losing streak. So I've now had 2 different timetables of 5 games losing streaks in my 4 fantasy leagues. So, youch. Although with the Progs League, they extended the regular season an extra week because somehow the NFL thought we needed bye weeks on week 14. So, at this point, there's a hope and a prayer that I could maybe sneak in. At this point, I'm not sure because I'm having running back issues. I don't know. LOA is going to get tricky. It's also 2 games back from a playoff spot. And 4 games back from 3rd. The top 3 teams are 7-3. So it's a tricky one. It is a tricky one indeed, but we're going to need some things to fall our way. Either who, that is it for me. Sleeper Squad, I'm going to say I'm 1 game back. They're 10-team league, top 4 make it. I think I'm 5th right now. 4th place is 1 game above me, 3rd place is 2 games. So, we're right there. We're kind of on a losing streak, but hoping to bounce back. Race is 2-8. You'd think that'd be a good chance, although, to be fair, he started 0-8 on a 2-game win streak, including being Justin, who was 8-0. So, I should not underestimate him, and this is going to be tricky because Aaron Jones was my 1 consistent running back in some of the leagues, where I had next to no running backs. And now that he's going to be gone for a couple of weeks, I have running back issues in both the Progs League and in Sleeper. Hell, my running back 2 was Cordell Patterson. I need I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to make things work. We got to figure it out, folks. Playoffs are on the line, and at this rate, I'm only going to make the Discord one. It is what it is. But anywho, that is it for me. Thank you all for tuning in to my Week 11 picks. I want to give a shout out to the NFL YouTube Prognosticators Facebook page. Make sure you follow there for our picks and just kind of rabble we do there. It's not as active as it used to be, but hey, the more people we can get in there, the better. Make sure you subscribe to the Prog. I put a couple down here. I probably should put more of Progs. If you're watching and you're not linked down below, throw me a message. I'm not that hard to get to. I'll hook you up. Make sure you follow me on my socials. Twitter, Canadian Cat CP. Instagram, Blind Canadian Cat. On my Twitch, The Blind Canadian Cat. I have not streamed in probably a month now. But that's... Actually, you know what? I could play the blame game. Let's try to English there. But... it is what it is. And join the Discords. I threw down a couple links down below. Feel free to say hi to me and all my friends where we talk bullshit. The one is just for fandoms, the other one's just kind of Cora, but hey, I'm there. And that is that for me. Until next time, my beautiful people, I am Cody of the Blind Canadian Cat. I'm somehow still keeping up with the different drink per video thing, although at this point it's just me spending money I don't need to spend. It is what it is. Peace, love, and trust from your favorite cat. I shall see you next week. Oh, and before we go, the Falcons blew a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl 51. Fuck you, Matt Ryan. Joe Flacco's better. Good night.